Hey everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so this is Layla T Night. Okay, so here's my thing. Is that, I made this channel, alright? And then I'm also going to link it to the other channel as well. That's the other channel that I'm on. Alright, so what I'm saying is that so the world is in pandemic right now. And, like everyone's staying at home. We don't have anywhere to go. We have to stay at home because when we go outside, we can possibly spread the coronavirus to everyone. On top of that, the world is having riots everywhere. And here's what I want to talk about is that, it took me like I'm gonna build this channel because this is gonna be like the LGBTQ news network. All right, but when I search on YouTube, there's not one public figure that's transgender that's in the news. Okay, and then I see everyone from other communities. I see people from other communities, and they're affluent people, okay? And I don't understand why. I mean, I'm not heard, like I have no voice, no representation in the world at all. There's not one congressperson. I mean, maybe one or two. There's less than five congresspeople that are there's like no senators that are transgender. There's no congress people that are transgender. All right? That means that there's no one in the world that represents someone like me. On top of that, I'm white and I'm transgender, and I'm gonna try to go and like shove myself in front of the line for the racist card. When it's like the world will come together to support or to end racism. But right now I'm like men need to come together. Okay? Because before you're born black, you're born a man first. So if you don't remember that, don't even bother fighting for what color your skin is. So I mean, I'm transgender. That means I'm male to female. I was born genetic male, and I'm transgender. That means I identify as like feminine. So I'm with the guys. Being that the world is at war right now. Everything is basically coming to an end, and we're rebuilding and restructuring. I identify with men. I feel that if a world with just men, supported by men, that means also men like girls like me, is better. So that means social distance between genetic men and genetic females. That means a world where girls go to one side of the world and a world where men go to the other side. And then girls like me are the ones who take care of the guys. We're supposed to be with the guys. And if you think about it, it makes sense because when we're going through that transition period, it's an awkward fate. It's an awkward phase to go through. That means like it might be some sort of protection, to protect us from men so that they're not sexually attracted to us or whatever. It can mean a lot of things. But that's what I believe. I believe that girls like me or transgender girls like me belong together with men. That we're really the ones that are with the bros, not genetic females. I feel like they need to be with each other and in their world, and we need to be in our world so that the male species can survive. I believe that. And then apples and oranges. That means for the time being that like sticks with like. In a male, all men's world, that means if you're light skin, we'll do skin shades of, or that means that like with like for right now. And I'll tell you why. It's because I feel like for right now that genetic female exploit African American men, and they tend to be more loyal towards them. So a world of just men is too radical for them. And the thought of, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm saying is that I believe that when the world is rebuilding itself, we need to be together. Or does that mean the LGBTQ community? Well, I would say, LGBTQ male to female in one community. That means we live in a community, probably a country club, I would say country club, protected by we're self-governed and we run ourselves because we believe in a society where men stick together. Okay? And that genetic women they just reproduce. They can't reproduce without us, and we can't reproduce without them. So is it radical? I mean, given that the world's falling apart? No. This is part of the rebuild process of the United States and the world. It's like you're going to start to see, you're right, I can see how genetic women have affected the male species